Resurrection of F Duo confirmed, but are they worth your stones? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the upcoming thank you celebration banner for the INT exchange Goku and Vegeta. It was confirmed via the in-game news that they are in fact coming. We did have the leak from iSeriously the other day, and now we have it officially confirmed in-game. So with that, we are going to take a look at the banner and decide, is it worth your hard-earned stones? As always, when we take a look at these banners, we look at three things. Number one, the unit itself. Number two, the banners on the unit. And number three, what's to come. If the unit fits all those categories and passes with flying colors, then I recommend a summon. Otherwise, I tier my recommendation. So let's go ahead, let's hop in, and let's take a look. So starting with the unit itself. When we take a look at the unit Divine Combat, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, they are a Realm of Gods or Mastered Evolution category key 3 HP attack and defense 170. They get an additional 30% for Pure Saiyans. This is a good leader skill. I'm going to just throw that out there. It covers the gods, it covers the LR gods, it covers characters like the MUI Gokus, SSB Vegetas, pretty much all Super Saiyan Gods, Super Saiyan Gokus, and Vegetas. So they're all covered by this leader skill. It's a really good leader skill, especially if you're someone who likes to run Realm of Gods category. It's pretty good. They do raise attack infinitely on their 12 key super, which is that's a pretty good effect, right? Being able to raise your attack infinitely. You can get them to some pretty crazy numbers given the right amount of turns, depending on the event you're running. They do have an entrance animation, and they get key 3, and they launch an additional attack with a high chance of becoming a super attack for 3 turns from the start of turn. So that'll make building that attack pretty darn easy. They have an additional 150% on attack and defense, and an additional attack and defense 50% when performing a super attack. So this is pretty good because this is additive, right? So the more attacks they do, the greater that boost is going to be. They also get an additional attack and defense 25% with each attack performed. So pretty darn good. They can exchange into the Vegeta himself after 4 turns. No other restrictions. Once exchanged into the Vegeta, they can greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, and randomly change key spheres on their passive to rainbow key spheres. Rainbow key changing is always a good effect, and it's always welcome, especially when you look at the last part of their effects, right? So from there, they get attack and defense 150% plus an additional attack and defense 50% and performing a super attack. So same as before, they have a chance of performing a critical hit 25% with 1 rainbow key sphere obtained. They get attack and defense 100% with another rainbow key sphere obtained. They also have an additional 50% with 3 or more rainbow key spheres. Now, like I said in my previous video, 3 is kind of hard to get, but if they're consistently on rotation and you're running 2 of them as the lead, you shouldn't have too much trouble picking up the 3. So all in all, they are a pretty good unit. They're going to link well with other Resurrection of F units like the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegetas that will be receiving an easy aid during this celebration as well. Also with other Super Saiyan Blue Gokus. They also link pretty well with the LR Gods, so that's something to keep in mind. They are definitely a good unit. They aren't as bad, I think, as people say. They're just not stellar when compared to the likes of other units that have released this year. So on the front of a good unit, if you have the LR Gods or you have LR Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler movie, I'm going to go ahead and say that these guys are probably a skip. I say the Cooler movie Goku because he does cover a lot of those other Realm of Gods characters like the MUI Goku since they're on his leader skill. But like I said, so I'm going to say that if you have those 2 characters, this unit isn't a priority, right? You have a leader skill that'll cover the units you want to run if you've got this guy. So just something to bear in mind. So on the front of the units itself, I don't think the unit is enough to carry the banner alone. Now, let's jump on over and let's take a look at the banner. The banner is a 7 featured unit banner with a new AGL Jocko being introduced. Now that Jocko is pretty good, just throwing that out there. He'll help you with special pose mission if you happen to pick him up. But the rest of the banner, we have the tech androids, who I have mentioned several times are extremely good, especially when run on AGL Cell's team, right? So they're a good unit. You have the STR Super Vegeta, who can be good, but he's definitely showing signs of age already. Defensively, he just can't keep up in a lot of these events. He's good mostly for Super Battle Road as it is right now. We do have the Angel Golden Frieza, still pretty good. He can stack attack or stack defense, depending on how you want to run him. So definitely a good unit, a good filler unit too for the Wicked Bloodline team if you need one. We do have Fizz Beerus on the banner and STR Jiren, both of which not that great and have definitely aged, right? So looking at the banner itself, there's nothing too stellar about this banner. The androids were just on the Halloween banner. Or I'm sorry, not the Halloween banner, the Gammas banner. So if you summon on Gammas, you may have picked these guys up, or at this point you may have sacrificed and picked them up with coins. So I'm going to go ahead and say that there's nothing on this banner that stands out that makes it an absolute must summon. And then finally, of course, as always, we need to take a look at what is to come before we make our final recommendation. So these guys are coming probably somewhere, or I'm sorry, these guys for sure are dropping on the 3rd. That's about 2 days from when I'm recording this video. But what's to come next? Somewhere about the middle of the month, we may see a LR banner. This remains to be seen, but there is an LR Golden Frieza coming with this celebration. They might push it back, they might not, we don't know, but let's assume he is coming. I think you're better off spending your stones on that banner, even though it is a yellow coin banner. That Frieza is just too good to pass up. There is also coming up, if we can find it over here, credit to Air for this little image from the Super Dragon Ball Heroes website. If you're someone who is into Dragon Ball Heroes and you're after these Limit Breakers Super Saiyan 4s, I know I am, they are coming up probably somewhere between the 18th and the 24th of this month, the month of November. So I'm definitely going to say that if you're a fan of the Dragon Ball Heroes units and you are excited to see what these guys have in store, may not be such a good idea for summoning on the Exchange Goku and Vegeta banner. And then finally, the last thing we want to take a look at, let's go ahead and pull it up over here. Let's go campaigns, JP, right? And let's scroll on down to this one right here. Following that, in December, we are most likely getting Trunks and Vegeta. And I know many of you in the comments have been telling me, you guys are saving for this unit, or you're saving for your chance to pull these guys on the Tanabata banner. So I'm going to go ahead and throw out there that if that is the case, you probably don't want to be spending your stones on this unit. You guys can pick these guys up with coins whenever they return. Now, they haven't yet returned on JP, but I'm sure they're not too far off. They are a good unit. They're probably a unit that I like a lot, but they're not a must-have. So here is my final recommendation. On the front of the unit itself, I do not think the unit passes on that front, so that's down 1. The banner itself, not that great, so passes on 2. And then finally, what's to come is far greater than the unit itself, so passes on 3. So I'm going to go ahead and say for this banner, this is an absolute skip, guys. Like I said, I like to tier my recommendations, but there's too many good things coming up, and I cannot, in good faith, make a recommendation to summon on this banner. You should save for Heroes, or you should save for Vegeta and Trunks when they come up. Now, if you happen to be a pay-to-play or free-to-play player, it's important, or not free-to-play, if you're pay-to-play or low-to-play, We do have Dokkan Festival tickets. There are some free tickets being handed out, but more than likely there will be the Exploding Gratitude Dokkan Festival tickets available for purchase in the shop. So you can use this in conjunction with your free tickets in order to try to summon and save yourself some stones for heroes, because there's never tickets for heroes. This might be a first year, but it hasn't happened yet, so something to keep in mind. Otherwise, like I said, I'm back to saying no, don't skip. If you're anything other than someone who pays to play the game, I recommend skipping this banner. So anyways, guys, that's the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit this like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, what are you planning on doing with this unit? Are you giving this a hard skip? Are you giving it a couple summons? There'll probably be discounts, good thing to consider. Or are you just gonna hold for that Vegeta in Trunks or Dragon Ball Heroes when they come later this month? Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.